up, guys? It's Maddie. Today we're going to be discussing Under the Never Sky by Veronica Rossi. Under the Never Sky is the first book in the Under the Never Sky trilogy, followed by Through the Ever Night and Into the Still Blue. This book is about a girl named Arya and a boy named Perry, and in this society, everyone is split up into basically two groups. There are the dwellers and the savages, and the dwellers live in pods underground because of aether storms up above, and savages live on land. Arya is a dweller, and Perry is a savage. Arya ends up getting thrown out of the pods for nearly destroying one, and gets thrown into the aether-ridden landscape up above. Perry ends up finding her, and they go on this journey to find Arya's mother because Arya has not been able to contact her mother in a long time. I gave this book 4 out of 5 stars on Goodreads because it was a very slow start for me. It took me nearly 2 weeks to read this book. But once the action started picking up and once the relationships started developing, I really enjoyed it. Although I couldn't really connect to the characters at points, I really enjoyed the relationships that developed between them because we have a lot of character development in there, which is really nice. I really wish we would have seen a bit more of Arya before she was thrown out of the pods because we don't really have a lot to compare her transformation to because we don't really see a lot of her dweller side. We only see the dweller side of her who's trying to contact her mother. I really do want to read through the Evernight, and it kind of leaves you on a minor cliffhanger in this. It's not that big, but I mean, it's enough to make me want to read through the Evernight, especially because I'm going to meet Veronica Rossi once again. If you haven't read this book, I would go, I would read it, I would come back so we can discuss it. I found that in a lot of dystopian series, there is that one guy character who is the comic relief of the book. In Ignite Me, we have Kenji. In Divergent, we have Uriah, and in this we have Roar. Roar is that comic relief to this book. He's funny, he's witty, and he's sort of self-centered, as I see a lot of these characters are. It must be a thing, because dystopian worlds are so messed up. You need that comic relief of that person who's slightly arrogant, but really hilarious, and deep down is really nice, and has the best intentions. I love Roar because he's searching for Liv, and Liv is Perry's sister, I believe, and Roar fell in love with Liv. But Liv was betrothed to another man. Roar can't be with Liv, but Liv escapes from the man she is betrothed to, and Roar really wants to find her, but Perry doesn't want the ship to happen.
I want the ship to happen.
I think Liv is like the best Skyer or Seer or something. She sounds great, and I really hope we get to meet her in Through the Evernight or Into the Still Blue, or we just get to meet her in general or find out more about her backstory. I honestly did not ship Perry and Arya in the beginning. I couldn't see it in the beginning because they were like savage, dweller. They reminded me of little kids who would hate each other. They did a complete 180 into eventually developing feelings for each other.
Character development, hooray!
Arya became less of her dweller self. She began to adapt to the outside world and not be so high-strung and self-absorbed, and she understood what Perry had to go through. Perry became less hard on the outside, less harsh. He started softening and she started hardening, and it kind of worked. She adapted to the outside, like to the extreme, because she suddenly developed the ability to be an odd. She's an odd. That was kind of odd to me because I guess being in the pods turned off her outsiderness. Apparently her dad must have been an odd. It confuses me. The mom said that she was genetically engineered, and so if she was genetically engineered, couldn't they have just taken the outsider blood out of her and she would have just been a dweller with the singing voice? It makes sense though, because the singing voice goes with the ear thing, because you have to be able to hear pitch to be able to sing. I don't know, but I just found it a little too perfect that she suddenly developed an ability. The ending was really interesting because she goes in and unfortunately her mother is dead because the LSD syndrome, I think LSD syndrome kind of took over and everybody started trying to kill each other because they don't know what to do in a crisis because they've been living in perfect places for their entire lives. Of course, Council Hess is gonna find Arya. I want him dead. Him and Soren I want dead in the next book, or in Into the Still Blue, because I hate them so much. Anyway, I wish Perry and Arya would have kind of made a plan that if she doesn't come out in 10 minutes, he would go in after her or something, because he just assumes that because she's not coming out, she didn't find her mother. Did they think that Arya was just gonna be welcomed back in open arms after being thrown out of the place? I'm assuming her smart eye probably got destroyed. I mean, it's got evidence against Soren, and so Soren would have been thrown out and Council Hess would have been all like, no. Council Hess would have been completely ashamed. What did you think of this book? I really enjoyed it. Tell me down below in the comments so we can discuss it. I'm Maddie. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye!